I've got a football side. Normally, my love for the NFL and love for film doesn't get to intersect that much. In the case of Draft Day, though, I guess I get everything I love. Football.
Yeah!
Kevin Costner.
Woohoo!
Fancy editing.
Let's go!
Front office drama. As a Lions fan, I'm used to watching some shit go down behind the scenes. I was not excited for a full movie of that, especially with constant green screens and phone calls making up the main moments of tension. On paper, Draft Day should be a snooze fest, and it pretty much is. The NFL doesn't give out their rights often, and now I can see exactly why. When you're more concerned about ad value than entertainment, you get a painfully obvious safe portrayal of your real main character, the National Football League, all leading to a major imbalance of Hollywood flair and Draft Day reality. This corporate slop will probably be the reason we won't see another NFL movie for a very long time. Anyways, Raj, hit the music. Saying that Draft Day feels like an advert disguised as cinema would be a perfect way to describe it. Obviously, there's loads of product placement, but that's not what makes it so corporate. It's an NFL movie. The logo is going to be in your face a bit. If only there was any substance from these characters to distract you from that. Every character has an underlying issue that connects all of them. They are all phoning it in. I swear to God, 90% of this cast thinks that they're acting in a commercial. Which, they kind of are. The only one who gives it his all seems to be Vontae Mack, played by the man himself, Chadwick Boseman. Vontae doesn't get much given to his character, but almost made me tear up when he got drafted. This, juxtaposed to people like Jennifer Garner, who could care less about showing emotion above a 2, makes the acting feel even worse than it is. This isn't even mentioning all the poorly acted NFL cameos that don't help make the world feel real. The announcers sound half-assed, the spoken lines sound painfully fake, and the constant nod of, "Hey, did you see whose name we mentioned?" feels like a constant prodding wink of annoyance. "Yeah, I heard you tell Schefter to stick it up his ass. It's real funny, guys." Rich Eisen actually did impress me with his acting, proving that these roles aren't impossible. Unfortunately, even though we'd expect to see some shittily acted cameos, shittily? Is that? When your main cast can be just as bad, it really takes any realness out of the film. Well, maybe the realness was already gone once we started committing so hard to this editing style. Style over substance is something I've talked a lot about on this channel. Draft Day is another poignant example of that. The split-screen phone calls with shifting borders and 3D looking things. Wow. The split-screen phone calls with shifting borders are only here to distract us from the poor pieces of strung-together dialogue. It's the same thing with the old NFL footage, fully distracting us, sometimes cutting to footage that doesn't really have anything to do with the story. Speaking of story, the corporate overreach is very present with story elements, which we will talk about later. The film also didn't have any swearing, which, although I know I'm nitpicking, it would have been cool to see. I really wish Draft Day would have committed to that gritty, chaotic, and unapologetically realistic tone. It could have been a window into the real world of the drafting process like no other. Instead, it commercialized and sanitized that process to the point of no return. I guess that's fine, because this whole film is just to promote an off-season event. Might as well stay true to your colors. Staying true to the commercial vibe can be challenging when writing a narrative. You don't have to be intelligent to know that tons of thought went into the overall NFL's depiction. This becomes obvious when almost every owner and executive is nothing close to a villain. This absolutely safe portrayal of the league and its people is top priority, and definitely becomes much easier when the Browns are your fall guy. At least that's what it seems like they're doing in the beginning. It's pretty funny watching how discombobulated this organization is. You've got workplace romances, angry QBs, selfish head coaches. You've even got an owner who doesn't care about anything but making a splash. The only thing that's saving the Browns' image is the one player who wants to go there. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason his character exists. Now, that's all bad, but not as bad as our protagonist. Sonny Weaver Jr. is a selfish, incompetent, grieving asshole whose only job seems to be the one thing he's the worst at: communication. I mean, the shit this guy pulls. Not telling key people about trades or breaking an intern's laptop. The guy is crash coursing his way through an NFL draft with nothing to motivate him but his own legacy, and we're supposed to be cheering for him? I think we're supposed to feel bad because Sonny did lose his dad, and it's a very stressful day, but I sure don't. No? Especially because all the dad stuff was shoehorned in like crazy. Don't even get me started on the spreading of ashes on draft day. In the end, Sonny does get his happy moment. This should feel very full circle, as he's had an arc and now killed it at the draft. However, it doesn't for me. The only reason Sonny is brought to the good side is because the NFL needs everyone to land there. Remember the owners' motivations, the angry QBs, or the selfish head coaches? All these Browns storylines got brought into a place of positivity at the end, just like Sonny. If we just listen to the cues the movie gives us, everybody has a happy ending. If you think a little harder than that, their endings either don't make sense for their characters or are just not enough to win you over. So even in the NFL's painstakingly obvious attempt to salvage anyone who could have been portrayed poorly, they still fucked up. And we gotta start counting the fuck-ups at this point, because it seems like even before the movie was made, we had one. Not a single person in this writing room, director's chair, or anywhere across production knew who this movie was made for. This is possibly the least talked about detriment to draft day. In one moment, you'll have a line or nod that only an NFL fan would get. Then the next is spoon-fed exposition about a draft that only a non-NFL fan would need. The problem this creates is damaging, considering no side of your audience can feel fully satisfied. Now, this line of in the know and not can be walked accurately. Many sports films do it. But this line is totally abandoned in draft day. The easiest example of that is in the exposition. Sometimes info is thrown at you quickly and casually, which works for NFL fans but leaves casual viewers lost. Other times it's spoon-fed metaphors or clunky dialogue, which might help non-fans but annoys the hell out of real fans. The result? Neither side is happy. NFL fans feel like their time is being wasted, and non-NFL fans still can't fully grasp what's going on. You have to find a way to satisfy both sides of your audience, or just pander to one. Otherwise, you'll end up satisfying nobody, especially not me. Maybe it's just because the Lions lost our opener, but draft day has me feeling some type of way, and it's not positive. The overall half-assed effort to translate an event like the draft is something that can't be executed without the NFL involved. If we want to see NFL-branded content, then the NFL will have to play ball, which they probably won't do again for a while. Plus, after watching what they did with Draft Day, I ask you, do you even want any more of this? As cool as it is to see your team logo in a universe where you swindled the draft, is it worth taking on a 2-hour commercial? Are you feeling like watching a film with no bad people? Do you really want to experience art that's so worried about everyone it's satisfying no one? If your answer is still yes, well, congratulations. You have officially been indoctrinated into the NFL cult. Hit it again, Raj. And with that, thank you for watching, Clarissa. Specifically you, Clarissa. And of course, to everyone else who watched this one, thank you. Yes, although maybe I didn't enjoy my watch of this movie that much, nor did I enjoy the script process, the recording process, all because the Lions lost, and having to think about football during all this kind of sucked. I actually still was able to have fun in there somewhere, although I can't discern where right now. I do think that there's actually a lot more here that cannot be put into this 10-ish minute video. Just as I was reading out the script, there were so many things popping in my mind of just situations that I could have either went deeper on or didn't even mention that further exemplify my point. I think that makes sense, right? I want to use a big word there, so hopefully it works. So yeah, I guess maybe there's a draft day follow-up vid coming way far in the future. Way far. One more thing here. I do want to quickly shout out me and my sister's podcast, Fresh Out the Film. We go into a movie theater, leave immediately, and turn the mics up. Not leave immediately. Watch the movie first. But we leave the theater, turn the mics on in the car immediately afterwards. We kind of get the energy from the theater in the car, talking to the mics for about 2 hours. It is an amazing experience to make, and possibly an amazing experience to listen to. I don't know. It feels weird when I listen to it because you know, like my voice, but you should try it out. But yeah, I think that's it. So, deuces.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and win the blue and silver wave. Stand and cheer the brave, rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win the game with honor.